All right, next up, let's do the rookies at running back, because obviously Jeanty was the prize coming out.
Yeah.
But really, if you look at it, guys, the two Buckeyes, I think, are having either better or as good a year as Jeanty. Who wins that battle between these two rookie running backs?
I mean, at this point, the Raiders would probably still take Jeanty. I mean, it's hard to say. Both Jeanty and Judkins, in terms of yards per carry, have been disappointing.
Yeah, they have.
But they're both really good players. Here's the rookie rushing leaders. I think ultimately, I expect Judkins to have the bigger game this week. Not because he's necessarily better than Jeanty. I think they're both very good, but because he's facing a bad Raider defense, whereas Jeanty is facing a good Browns defense, and obviously the Browns have been better against the pass, but it's not like they've been bad against the run. So I think actually both guys are going to have good games, but I think Judkins will have the bigger game.
I think Judkins will have the bigger game, and I agree with most everything you said, and it's mostly because of who's playing quarterback for us and just the fact that we're not going to throw 35, 40 times in this game unless they get behind several touchdowns, which, I guess could happen because, we're watching the Browns. We all have watched the Browns before. And, we lost to the Jets. Who knows? You could end up our defense is really good, but what if you give up a special teams touchdown or a pick six or something, and all of a sudden you're really chasing your tail?
Yeah, this is one of those things where I'm going to give it to Judkins, and it's because of the complimentary thing we throw out all the time. If you got Myles Garrett, the guy on the opposite ends on defense that's getting after quarterbacks, and Geno Smith is tied for the league in interceptions, you may have an opportunity to get strip sacks. You may have opportunities to get the ball with short fields. And if you are the Cleveland Browns, people say, what are you looking for the most out of this game? Listen, start fast. Hey, put them on the offensive. Make sure you're up 10-0. Make sure you are getting to where you guys need to go, and then all of a sudden you can control the clock. You can control the ball on the football on the ground, and you can have a position where you don't have to put Shedeur Sanders in questionable down and distances. And I think that's what we're looking for, is starting fast, keeping Judkins in the game and at an attack level throughout the game.
And to your point, Jay, before you go real quick, because you make the point, like, both of these teams are constantly in third and long situations. We know that about the Browns. It's the Raiders, the same thing. We talked about things that'll indicate who's going to win this game. Whichever team is in the most 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 2s, that team is going to win the game.
Most
because
likely.
if you can be multiple on 3rd down, 3rd and short, where it's like, they could run the ball here, I don't know. Like, if you put either team in a situation where they're throwing on 3rd down, they're not going to have a lot of success, either of them.
I know this game is being billed as the Shedeur Sanders game. That's the reason to watch it nationally. That's how they're promoting it. Everybody's, here he comes. He's going to make his NFL debut as a starting quarterback. But for me, I think that's misguided. This game should be billed as the battle of the top 2 rookie running backs. And I think those are both going to be the showcase players in this game. I think if you're the Raiders, and Pete Carroll's smart, he has, as you've watched them throughout the season, they have leaned less and less on the passing game there because he can't trust his quarterback, and that's what good coaches do. So I think this is going to be a game where the running backs just get fed. They're going to get fed early and often. Bull, I love your point about who can keep on schedule.
Yeah.
If you're 3rd and 12, then you're asking your quarterback to win the game for you. How do you stay on schedule? You don't get 9 yards on first down. You just need 3 or 4. How do you ensure you get 3 or 4? Give it to a running back that's averaging 3.8 yards per carry. So heavy dose of Judkins, I think, and it's because of the defenses too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to run against this Browns defense. I would much rather run against the Raiders defense. So I think Judkins has a lower degree of difficulty.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have, this will be his best game as a pro. I think he's going to score multiple touchdowns. I think he'll have the most rushing yards in this game that he's had of any other. And that's why, not Shedeur Sanders, but I think Judkins will make it easy for Sanders to guide this team to victory on Sunday.
The Browns have had 0 100-yard receiving games this year and 1 100-yard rushing game, of course, by Quinshon Judkins.
Right.
I'm with you. I think he'll have a second, and I think he's going to score 2 touchdowns in this game.
All right, we see eye to eye on that one. All right, I like these individual matchups, even though these guys will never share the field at the same time.
Sure.
The next one is exactly that.